Alright, welcome back. We're doing Traveler Solo Scout campaign, or at least that's how it started. But now we're coming back, and we're in the process of building out two empires. The random events basically took us down this road. So I've been leveraging the Traveler 4 pocket empires to build out some what they call pocket empires. You can see that in previous videos. Initially I found 3 empires here and some pirates over here. And I used pocket empires to then start building out the individual systems in each empire. And I have finally completed both the Surin Empire with the homeworld right here and a Zashan Empire with the homeworld here at the end. And this is our entry point for the Imperium, and our scout ship, the Intrepid, is of course in orbit around Qatari, somewhat docked to a cube-like device. So, enough summary here. Let's take a look at each of these empires now that they're done. We'll start with the Surin Empire. And right now they have these 5 systems here. And we've mapped out the homeworlds for the Surin Empire called Sura. 2 steps bigger than Earth, 1.4 gravities, exotic air, temps are good, reasonable hydrographics, tens of billions of people. Actually, Earth population +1. It's a religious dictatorship, which will carry over to the Empire. There is a captive government faction. They're not too trusting of travelers. Her law level is 9, all weapons and armor. Again, that translates in the Empire pretty much to all empires and armor. They got a good spaceport, a B with a high port military and naval base here at Sura. Okay, I'm going to place that naval base next. Their tech level is 12. They got gas giants in their home area. I think I covered this in a previous one, but yeah, so this is the home world. They're not very aggressive. If I look at this right, growth is unaggressive. Militancy is neutral, they're harmonious, and they're neutral for tolerance. This means they distrust, but not too much. Population stable, and this is the aliens that our crew has encountered here around Qatari. So not going to be out and out hostile, but we'll see what the roles are like and what happens when we return to that. Now, looking at the other systems in this empire, yeah, we got 4. This one we got is Woronia here. Now, a big thing you'll notice is there are no gas giants in Woronia, so refueling would have to be on this planet, but then they don't have very much there. And they're very hot with temperature swings. They're only as big as a moon. This is uninhabited, no starport. Vacuum, ice capped, and barren. So this almost kind of a dead end here when they explored this way. Then we've got, well, let's look at Qatari, which we know about. That's actually the one I've deemed they're prepping for colonization. So that's why they were encountered here in orbit. So that planet is being prepped for colonization. Then Polythro they encountered here. They've got a scout base. Here it is here. There's already pre-existing millions, feudal technocracy, tech level 5, equivalent to the 1930s. But they do have a relationship with them. They're part of their empire. They're maintaining a D starport and a scout base there. Let's see. I've calculated how much money they're not very much money they're generating here. We'll see that in a second. Moving down here, let's see. So let's move them next to it right there. So if we look at them here, they're similar too. Unaggressive, neutral militancy, monolithic, neutral tolerance. And there was some tourist attraction there, I guess, for them to come visit the Surans. But I haven't unpacked it, but this is one of their, well, their only real empire world here. The other ones we're going to see are uninhabited or colonies. So this one could be a tech level delta with both the empire and maybe trading with traders trading off the books here. Okay, so we go to the next one, Osiniath. Here, they've got an outpost on it, and it's 1,000. Doesn't really contribute to the economy when it's less than 5. It's a water world. Yeah, let's see. Now bases, I may have to fix that. I'll look at that again, but they've got an outpost here. All the way out here. Yeah, this one had no, it's interesting, no gas giants here, no gas giants here. Although Polythroa does have an ocean, so you can refuel on the planet. And there's a, and then we had Qatari, which of course they're getting ready for colonization. They've got nothing on it, but it's looks good. It's got 6 gas giants, 2 planet belts, no starport yet, and it's currently uninhabited by intelligent life, a little bigger than Mars. So that's the Suran systems. Now using the rules from Pocket Empire, I need to kind of come up with an empire characteristics here. So their empire self-determination is 4, which means the government isn't too oppressive. Population is an alpha. Government is D, so we just use the religious dictatorship or whatever as the government. Let's see if I have that here. Yeah, so this is the empire as a whole. 5 system worlds, tens of billions, pretty much all in the home world. Religious dictatorship, law level, and tech level is 12. So we move through here. These translate to codes here on the, let's see if I can find them. It's not there, not there, there. Okay, here we go. It's part of the tapestry of. So we picked a pocket government. You could roll for it. I didn't. I just took the home world and made it the D for religious dictatorship. You also, let's see, so we get the population code. Let's see, that's another one of those charts. It's not here. Growth, unity, well, here's a size code. Okay, and the population code is A, which is pretty much the A. You just transfer it over. Now if I had 2 A's in here, then I would go one more up to B, but the other planets, their populations are a drop in the bucket. So even if you included this other one here, they got a 6 millions compared to tens of billions. It's a drop in the bucket, so that becomes the empire's population code. Government is D, law level is A. I actually rolled for that and it went a little higher. It's the same effect though. Tech level is the highest tech level. C is 12. Empire size is how many planets it has, and that's one of the charts here too. Gotta find these. They're kind of scattered all over the place. Let's see if I've got it. Okay, government type, GEP code, planetoid. It's not that one. Well, here it must be size code. Yep, they have 5 planets, so there's a size code of 4. Military power, I had to finagle. I did calculate their economic code. pull in 18,700. So that is here. That's alpha for economy. And then doing some rough calculations here. That's your code, but we get a government budget calculated previously. That's the government budget. Pretty high tax level, almost 60%. Then we subtract out the civilian expenses, and then we end up with, well, here's your government budget. And then there is a chart that you can calculate the military budget. Let's see, there it is. Distance to nearest world, 1 parsec, so it's 5d times 0.3. So their military budget is 6%. And so I just multiply the government budget by the 6%, and I get a military budget of 653 RUs. And then to get a rough idea of how big they are, there's attack, defense, maybe I'll go over it later, but each one costs 3 RU per year to maintain, so I divide this military budget by 3. They can have a maximum of 217 military strength points, be it attack, defense, transport, jump, etc. So that just gives me a rough idea of their military, which then gives a military code of 9 on this size code table. Economic A, like I told you. Average popularity, just kind of look at the different popularities. Yeah, there's a 9. It looks like we have a popularity of 7 here and F here, so that's 15. 7 is 22 divided by 2 is 11. Is popularity is going to be a B. Yep. And then we have this big prestige calculation. Combination of tech level. Let's see what we got here. Prestige is a combination of, let's see, that's going to be page 30. Let's go back to page 30. So the prestige for the empire, there it is right here. Average popularity plus the population characteristic plus the empire size characteristic plus the military power plus the economic power divided by 5. So you add all those numbers divided by 5, and they've got a prestige of 9, which isn't bad. Okay. So that is the Surin Empire. Again, overall a religious dictatorship, not trusting of outsiders, but then again not opposed to them. And if we look at the sector map, yeah, this is a big investment for them here. They're not going to take kindly to anybody infringing. And then they are moving out this way too, but they've already run into another empire here. And I don't know how happy they're going to be about running into a limit here. And then this begins to question what's going on down this arm here from an empire point of view. So that's a summary of the Surin Empire. Let's look at the Zacian Empire. Again, they start here, and then they've got a world here, here, another dead end with no gas giants, then here, no gas giant again, here, there is a gas giant. So this is their expansion so far. They are billions, not tens of billions, so population-wise they're smaller than the other empire. Their Earth +1. Standard, tainted, filtered, temperate like ours, impersonal bureaucracy. And a few factions here. Unusual customs technology, haven't figured out what that means. Their law level is a little below the other one. B, naval military. But they're 1 TL above the Surin Empire, TL 13. Working our way down. Let's see what jumps out. Oh, this is the important thing here. Again, conservative, advancement, indifferent. They are somewhat competitive, but they're neutral, harmonious, and neutral. So again, not going out of its way to attack anybody, I would imagine. Now, if we move across and we look at it, let's look at Coretta. There is a pre-existing 100,000 population. Size of the moon. Got to think about how these people got here. But they're at the 1900s. They've got a thin atmosphere, but it's almost all water too, which would explain the 100,000. Representative democracy, 4, and they've got a scout base and a poor Class D starport there. They don't add anything to the income here. I think the biggest thing out of this is, let's look at this. They're advancing, expansionist, good luck. Neutral from a militancy, but harmonious from unity, but boom, this is a big one. They are very xenophobic. So I would think only their expansionist and this high-tech friend here makes them interested. They're hoping to see what they can get, I would imagine, based on that xenophobic. Unusual customs, they have nobility in a representative democracy. Oh, maybe that's like England a bit. And they're 1900 AD level of technology. But those Ashens, well, they got to get to here. With tech level 13, they've got more than jump 1. So that's interesting. So they've got the least allowed there, a scout base, and a D starport, probably on an island that's not inhabited by these people. Who knows? So moving on, then we look at Deary. Deary, again, the key thing is 10K and 10K here. So these are colonies. This is a desert world. Size of Triton, even smaller than the moon. Very thin tainted respirator filter. It's pretty much, and they've got a military base there. That's pretty much all there is to this place. They do have a C-class starport, which isn't bad. No gas giants, no planetoid belts. I did calculate it, minuscule economics. And that doesn't matter. I just copied over for these outposts the same values as the homeworld here. So this is a military post here, Deary. Now this is kind of where they dead end. They went up to Coruscant, no gas giants, and a special event roll. They caused a plague by coming there. It's tech level 0 also. Stone Age, haven't decided if it's always been Stone Age and they caused a plague or it fell to the Stone Age. But it's a nice world. Standard atmosphere, good temperatures, good hydrographics. But they've kind of quarantined this world now. And they got no starport on it after what they did. So this ended up being a dead end, which explains why they haven't encountered these guys necessarily yet. So there's nothing going on there, but then the last one, Hiri, this is the contact point now between Zasha and Sura, the Zashan Empire and the Suran Empire. We'll see. Size of Mars, but it's hot. They've, again, a lot of water, 10K, so it's a colony, and this one's got gas giants, etc. So this is, like I said, the contact point. It's adjacent to the CERN homeworld, which probably doesn't make them happy. So let's look at their empire characteristics. Self-determination is 5. Kind of got that from the homeworld. Population is a 9. I think that's actually what its population is. Yep. 9 billions. Government is a 9. Impersonal bureaucracy. Law level is an 8. Pretty stringent. Tech level is a D, 13. Empire size is a 4. Again, 4 systems from the 5 systems from the size table. Military power is 1 less than the Suran Empire. So the Suran Empire has a bigger military. Calculated the same way. Here was their 14,546 RUs. Ended up with a government budget of 6,837. They didn't roll as high on the percentage, and they're only 4.2% of that. 287 divided by 3, they get about 95 units, which puts them in a military size or power 1 below. But they do have a 1 tech level advantage. Economy is A. Again, I think that's 1 below. We'll see in a second. And average popularity is an 8, which did take a hit because of, let's look here. There's popularity right there. So there's the problem. Coretta. And this is probably why they're xenophobic. They pretty much put up with the empire. That's my idea there. But they would be willing to do stuff to maybe do their own thing. Of course, they're way over here, and they're kind of sandwiched between these two worlds. So that's preferably a problem. Gives them a lower popularity then. So let's see. Government is 9. Yep, got that. Law level 8. Tech is D. Size. Military power. Economy. Yeah, popularity is 8, which then takes them down 1. Prestige of 8 when you add all that together. So the last thing we have to do here is, and I put it here on the Surin Empire, is we leverage, I think it's on page 78 here, hold on. They have a way, this is a whole other topic if I do continue on, but they have a way to figure out what's the relationship between empires based on these values. And 1D and rolling 2D right here. So I went here and I compared them. And you compare the values for progression, planning, advancement, growth, military unit. This gets a DRM. And if we run those numbers and the difference in the average, it's not much. Little over 1, so they get a 1. Then I rolled 2D and I got a 6 minus 1 equals 5. So these two are aware of each other and have, hold on a second here, got to find that now. I think it's, here we go, relationship. So if we look at this, they've just above no relationship, they have embassy. Now one of the characteristics of Hyrie is, let's pull it up here. This is where they're talking to each other, right here. Because Hyrie, if I read it right, Zacian Empire got a code, cultural code of, there it is, here, as a nexus. So that's where the embassy is. So they're aware of each other and they coexist, and that's about the limit of it. So the next, that pretty much describes these two empires. Maybe later on I'll flesh this one out, but I'm also wondering what's down here. So if I had to sum it up, what I have to play out now is, when we come back, we'll come back to our crew here now that I've got the background, and play out this initial encounter. Backstory, if you remember way back, as they were leaving, a trading vessel was impounded and the crew impounded as they were leaving, and we're wondering why, and I'm thinking at this point it probably is illegal trading to the not as advanced planets here. Maybe not Coretta, but maybe Polythro. It's kind of tough, but I guess they could do it with a multiple jump. Problem with Coretta, they could do, if they have jump 2, they can get there. So there's some kind of tech trade, illegal tech trade, into these empires, into some of the planets. And that's how the Imperial intelligence or naval intelligence caught wind of what's out here beyond, and therefore that's why our crew ultimately, our ship was then tagged to start exploring out here to figure out what's going on out here instead of just listening to traders saying that. And that could also explain why the Endurance is here under contract with intelligence. I'm thinking they may back these up and the Corvette squadron hopefully has arrived. So, anyway, pretty much done. It's time to move back to our crew in the next video, and we'll figure out how they handled first contact with the Surans here on this colony that adjacent to their homeworld, this system, and that they're prepping for colonization because this is a dead end. This already has somebody here, and then Osinius is mainly a water world. So I'm thinking when I look at the Surin Empire, Kotara, yeah, let's see, Osinius, well, this one's an economy too, so they could be, Osinius is a good planet. This is a problem, there's no gas giant. But this is a potential one, and then if they keep going here, I got pirates. So this is interesting. I've got a lot for a bunch of different campaigns. Obviously, I've got a trading solo adventures I can do. Got military, at least from the Imperium's point of view. We got pirates up here. We got potential diplomatic relations. So, but I think I'm also curious what all of this maps out to be. So, anyway, enough. I've gone 30 minutes again. I just can't stop talking. So that's where we're at. Come back next time and we'll see how the Intrepid does on their first contact. Otherwise, click like if you like, comments appreciated, and subscribe so you'll be notified when the next installment of my campaign continues. So thanks for listening and see you next time.